Let me see. Hey guys, hope you guys are doing really well. Lots of people are celebrating Christmas today. Wow, awesome. So we've got Kenny. Congratulations. Well done, Kenny. You are so close. We have Louis, we have Janos, we have Jack, we have Naomi, we have Anne, we have Lars, we have Laksana, we have Kim, we have Minara, we have Mohammed as well. Really welcome to have you on board. We have Kenny, we have Maureen, and awesome. Awesome. Really nice to see we have Kim's as well. Awesome. Really excited. Now, yeah. So we are, yeah, Mina, hi, can't hear you. Maybe you can turn on your, I don't know, audio or something like that. Yeah. But all should be fine and good. We have Suki's as well. Really nice. Cool. Today's session is pretty straightforward as well. Um, today's session is pretty straightforward. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share my screen super quickly as well. Today's session is going to talk about three things as well. We're really going to talk about, okay, what's going on with some of the trades that we recommended. Every week, just before the session ends, we usually come up with some trades as well, uh, just to look at them as well. So that's what we talk about. Now, what I'm going to do, I am going to share my screen. Hey, David, Kim, I love that. Nice. Awesome. So, yeah. Hi, guys. So let's go straight into it right now. First of all, I kind of want to share my screen. Nice. Awesome. Cool. So let's make it really huge and big. So yeah, so whenever you want to buy something, you want to sell something, the first thing you really got to do is to look at, you want to buy a stock, whether you want to buy Meta, you want to buy Tesla, whatever that is, you want to have to look for S&P 500 first, and then you really take it from there. And you can see, no matter what happened to the economy, we talk about it quite a lot of times, whether it's World War One, World War Two, we have the internet, we have the financial crisis, this is the Corona crisis, 2000, we got the, what is this? This is 2000 and this is just 6 months ago, the tariff crisis. Trump comes out and talk about the tariffs. And yeah, no matter kind of what happened, we always recover. Stock market always going up higher and higher. And I want to talk about the stock market always going higher and higher. Specifically, I'm actually talking about the Western stock market. I'm talking about the US stock market. Yeah. So because there are so many countries of the stock market in the world, we got like China stock market, for example. You can see China stock market, slowly coming back higher and higher, a little bit like that. You've got a lot of stock market um, like Hong Kong stock market also quite similar, but you can see that they are not trending so high up compared to the US stock market. We've got France stock market like that, the Western stock market. You've got the Singapore blue chip stock market. Let me just show you a little bit just there. You can see in the past 5 years, they're almost quite similar. It's not going anywhere. So a lot of people are very tempted, or FTSE 100 and the UK stock market. A lot of people are probably quite tempted to invest in your own country's stock market. And you see that most of your time, if you invest in your own country's stock market, they actually wouldn't do so well. Yeah, they actually wouldn't do so well compared to the US stock market. Oh, why? Because your country's stock market, if you look at your Visa card, your Amex card, your Mastercard, your phone, your Apple phone, your Google that you are using, a lot of these things that you're using every day, like your Netflix and stuff, is actually not from your country. They're actually from the US. So this is why, putting your wealth in the US stock market is a lot more reliable, it's a lot more safer. Just if you really want to grow your wealth properly. Yeah. So that's just really, really important to take note, especially if you're not from the from the US. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. So probably it's around 80% of you. So that's kind of what happened. So it's really important to invest in the US stock market specifically because they are just so strong, so reliable. Yeah. And so that's what happened. So well done for a lot of you who really, really decided that you want to do whatever it takes to master this skill because you can see that no matter what happens, things just go higher and higher. Even property is not gonna go higher and higher like that. Most of the time property is going sideways. If you bought your properties like apartments in the past 5 years since Corona, probably is gonna stay stagnant in the major city in every parts of the world. Yeah. And yeah, well, the stock market is going higher and higher, really, really beautifully like that. Yeah, statistically, the upper class, statistically how people really build their wealth. If they want true financial freedom, is really via the stock market. I have a lot of properties, but they're all from hobbies. They don't really make me a huge amount of money and compared to the stock market. Yeah, so well done that you decided that you want to get really, really good at this. So since the fact that stock market eventually go higher and higher. So that means that buying stocks are actually one of the most reliable, if not guaranteed way to make money because it always go higher and higher. Companies always wants to go higher and higher. Yeah, and stock market are really, really the up and downs of stock market really depends on two very important things. Is depends on the interest rate. We talked about it many times. Also, it depends on the earnings of the companies. Yeah. So if the government wants to decrease the interest rate, that means they want to encourage borrowing, and that will usually spike the stock up big time. Yeah. And in the meantime, the dollar is going to come down. So you can see dollar has actually been coming down. So this is why as a foreign investor, where's dollar? US dollar basket, it's actually been coming down. So this is why as a foreign investor, you don't want to just buy your US stocks like that. You don't want to just buy your um what's that called? Your US stocks like that. You don't want to just buy your S&P 500 like that. Because even you are buying a lot of these stocks, it looks like they are going up, but in reality, you look like, oh, why am I not making any money? Because the dollar is coming down. So let me just explain what it actually meant. So in order to make money in the stock market, two things needs to go up as a foreign investor. First, obviously, the stock has to go up. The stock that you want has to go up. The S&P 500, the Tesla, the Apple, whatever that is, has to go up. Nvidia. And in the meantime, you want the currency that you bought to go up. So if you buy US stocks, you want the currency to go up, against your own currency. But if your currencies keep getting stronger and stronger, like pound is kind of getting stronger, Singapore dollar is kind of getting stronger, a lot of currency actually gets stronger. Wow, yeah. So what happened here is that you realize that if your US dollar is getting weaker compared to your currency, you're actually not making money. You're actually breaking even. So how do you navigate that? As a foreign investor, it's really important. This is why we said, for students on the high level training, we talk about, you kind of want to buy currency hedge. When you think that dollar is gonna come down. Yeah. So for example, what do you mean? So for example, if you think that dollar is already at the very high, is very expensive, then you can just buy stocks hedge in your own currency. Yeah, we call it for S&P 500, we call it S&P 500 hedge pound, S&P 500 hedge US Singapore dollar, S&P 500 hedge Australian dollar, and stuff like that if you're a foreign investor or S&P 500 hedge. We have lots of South Africans as well. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. Yeah, so if you just type it on ChatGPT or if you just type it everywhere, it will just give you the number. And this is why we talk about IGUS quite a lot. For example, I share S&P 500 hedge, the pound sterling. That means even though your pound is getting stronger, US dollar is getting weaker, you are still fine. Things are still going higher and higher beautifully like that. If you don't have this, you will just be, let's see. Yeah, you will just be doing this like the normal one, the SV 500, the US dollar one. You will see that the stock market in the past like 3 months is actually going nowhere. It's actually been going nowhere because yes, stock has been going up, but your currencies has actually been falling because pound sterling has been getting stronger in the past. Actually, everywhere, all the currencies in the world against dollar has been getting stronger in the past 3 to 4 months. So you wouldn't see that yourself making money. Yeah. So that's just really crucial as a foreign investor of the US stock market. You just remember, write it down. You want the both dollar and sorry, you want your both. Basically, you want your currency to drop as a foreign investor, and you want the stock to actually go up. Okay, basically, you want the US dollar to go up, or your own currency to drop, and the stock to go up. So obviously, if you're buying, yeah. So that's kind of what happens. So how do we do that and all of that? It's just to say that if for example, pound, if I show you right now, just to show some example. If you look at the graphs of pound, if you can go to our seasonalities as well. So for example, you can see pound is actually very, very high later on. And you will be like, okay, maybe I'm not gonna buy so much pound because when it's at the top there, maybe I'm not gonna buy so many, so much pound. So I'm just gonna buy a normal S&P 500 without hedge pound because pound is so high at the moment. Yeah. So when pound is at the low, you'll be like, oh, I think pound is gonna get stronger, and you just buy something that's hedged. So at any of the time, you would have around two types of things you will buy. You wouldn't be selling them. Oh, should I then sell my current whatever index that I've got? No, you wouldn't be selling them. You would just buy more. Yeah. So you would just buy more. Okay. So that's kind of what happened. Now, what I'm going to do right now, so let's come back here. Yeah. So let's come back here for a second. So that's kind of what happened here. And let's get straight into it right now. We'll do our analysis right now. This is where the training starts. So if you look at the week 2 video that we talk about, you can see that, we are trying to draw. Let me just remove everything. You can see that we're on an uptrend. So you want to know how to draw a trend line. I hope you know the criteria, the three criterias, a lot of touches, wider time frame, and less steep. Okay. So it's to show that the really best time to go all in is when it comes back to our trend line like that. Okay. Things always go up and down. Yeah. There are some times where you think that keeps things just going higher and higher because Trump is very aggressively trying to reduce the interest rate. Yeah. So things usually go higher and higher, but things get exhausted at some point. Okay. So that's the first part. And then the second part, you draw your resistance and support line. So that's kind of your first support line. If you go to daily time frame, that's kind of first support line. That means that if it comes back to 6532, we already asked one of our students to add some position here. So you really want to set a pending order. If it comes back to this support line, you really want to get your foot into the water. Okay. So if it comes all the way here, yeah, at that time, you can actually buy. So you'll be like, oh, what should you buy at that time? You can buy both of them because at that time it depends on how the currency is doing. So if you are doing like there are something that is let's have a look. Yes, a B500 hedge. Okay. Yeah, normally they have hedge SGDs as well, GBPs as well. So yeah, so just to be a little bit safer, so it depends on what happened to the what? It depends on what happens to the pound sterling later on when it comes back down. Yeah, when it comes back down, depends on what happened later on. So putting a pending order on IGUS, this is just one of these against pound at 1500 is quite nice. This is for people who base in the UK. But for people who base around the world, um, getting into you know, your stocks just right at the support line. As you say, just in 21st of November time, we have the extreme fear a little bit there, or 10th of October time. If it comes back, then you really want to get your foot into the water. Okay. I would recommend around, 30%, at least 30 to 20% of your funds just there. Or what if it continues to come down? If it continues to come down, I want to say congratulations, because you will just add more if it comes down. Okay, you will just add more when it comes down. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened just right there. Okay, and I show you the graphs. Some of the best investors around the world. Right now things are actually quite expensive at the moment. I will show you some valuation and stuff like that later on. Cool. So that's your support line just there. The support line doesn't just have one. We have quite a lot of support line. We have support line here. We have support line just right there as well. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened there. That's number three. Number four is just your chart pattern. Number five is your indicators. Let's have a look on indicators for a bit. We're gonna do your Bollinger Band, and we're gonna do your Bollinger Band and the volume. Okay, cool. So you can see every time Bollinger Band is like a rubber band. Every time it gets away from the band, it tends to pull back in. Yeah, you can see it gets away from the band, it tends to pull back in. Away from the band, it pulls back in. Away from the band the other day, it pulls back in, and away from the bun the other day, and it pulls back in as well. Okay, so that's kind of what happened just right there. Now it's kind of here in the middle right there. So if it comes away from the bun a little bit higher, around 7,000, a little bit of the bun usually pulls back in as well. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened there. And just to help you a bit, CC, let's see. Okay. The indicators on this is also quite nice. So I'm going to put on stochastic. So let's put on stochastic just right here. You can do 2012. Let's do at 2012 9, see what happened. Actually, 1233. Okay. So you can see almost every single time, if you added some position, you buy a little bit there when it crosses up. This is a little bit there, crosses up. This is in August time. And then a little bit here. This is just recently, it crosses up a little bit there. So now it's at the top here. You wouldn't want to buy anything there because it's very, very expensive now. Yeah. So write that down for indicators for indicators for stocks, for example. Buying crossing up is a much stronger signal than trying to sell when it crosses down like that. Yeah, because a lot of times, sell, it doesn't really come down properly. Sell, it doesn't really come down properly. So it's a lot better to be buying like that. Even though it looks like, maybe selling is okay, unless we have like this thing going on. But buying is a lot stronger signal. So adding a little bit more position as it gets stronger is absolutely fine. Yeah. Cool. So that's kind of what happened. Now, let's look at our strategies. Go to our website, hopebankhang.co.uk. Mm, So yeah, let's open everything up real quick so you can kind of see while we are doing our analysis. So what you're gonna do every kind of like every single time when you're looking to buy something, you want to open all of these thing up. Okay. So we're in great time now, which is very good. So if you want the market to drop properly, it kind of has to go to extreme greed. So it has to go higher up a little bit, then there's more room to fall. Because if you're already at fear, you only can fall to fear. So it's not going to be a proper fall. So if you want things to fall, we kind of wants to be like people getting as greedy as possible. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened there. And you can see our strategies are actually very, very powerful. The only difference is that you just got to act. You got to put a little bit in. Okay. So for example, you see that, the last time we have a little bit of extreme fears is just here. Yeah, just a little bit. This is not the best one because the market valuation wasn't very, very cheap. So, but if you put a little bit in, it's good. A lot of our students put a lot of meta ins as well. And here's as well. Even you miss that, we have coffees as well. Cattle is also getting quite good recently. So we have this is the blue line is of fear and greed. Okay, the blue line is kind of fear and greed. So every single time you can see that if it comes back a little bit there, comes back a little bit there. If you add a little bit position there, you can see eventually things is gonna go higher and higher like that. So at least you get your foot into the game really, really nicely. If it comes down really, really hugely, more than 20%. The stock market comes down more than 20%, usually does. It happens so very frequently. Then we're going to use some, we're going to go into some individual stocks, your baby stocks that we talk about, and to make really, really big there. And at that time, you just need one opportunity. You just need one time to take your life to the next level. And you no longer have to do anything anymore. So, and yeah, so right now you can see we are at greed stage, just waiting for you to come back really, really nicely, just right there. So you kind of want to promise yourself you're going to put a little bit in no matter kind of what happened. Because as you say, at each and every single time here, people is going to get panicked, people is going to get fearful. So usually what happened initially when I first started, I would have missed a few of these. Literally, when I first started 15, 20 years ago, I would have missed a few of these to realize the power of not missing this because everyone will be, it's going to be panic here. Warren Buffett is going to be panic here. One of the, any greatest investors is going to be panicking here because there's always things to panic in the stock market, and at the time you just got to be like, you know what? I'm just going to put a little bit in, and that's kind of what happened. Yeah. And the more you miss out, the more you're gonna feel it. So the next time you're gonna make sure you don't miss out. So missing out of that is quite a common thing. Okay. So don't beat yourself up because things always come back down again. All right. You always come back down again. Right. Let me show you what happened. Last year in December time, today's market reaction is very similar to last year, where is it? Yeah, where it's like, for a long time it's just going sideways. Let me tell you something. The stock market has actually been oscillating, but going nowhere for the past 3 months. So your timing is quite okay, it's quite good now. The stock market has actually been going nowhere for the past 3 months. Last time the stock market has actually been going nowhere almost for the past three to 4 months as well before a nice correction comes in. Okay. So those who are really patient, who really sit on tight, they actually save 1 year or 2 years worth of. So anyone who started, 1 year ago, which is around here, January, anyone who started here, go all the way back, is the same as people who started a year and a half ago. So there's no need to be rushing. Things always come down to being undervalued. We buy things when things are very, very undervalued. Yeah. So well done. Your time is almost there. The higher it goes, the better it is actually. So because the more it's gonna fall. Okay. So let's come back here. And if you look at some of the smartest, the insiders, let's look at what's the insiders doing right now on the open insiders. You will see, yeah, so people are still not crossing over yet. The blue line is where the insiders are purchasing. Okay. The last time we have the cross were just in, where is it? Here. Okay. It's just around there. That's around April time. Lots of our students go all in. Open inside the cross is one of the strongest signals you will ever get. Okay. The April time, because that's where the directors, the CEO, the people working in the company are actually buying. Now, because repetition is such a mother of skill set, we also talked about this a little bit last week. I just want to go back to this for a second because, yeah, last week was quite spot on. When we talk about this last week, we talk about Nasdaq and Germany. This is what Nasdaq. Yeah, we talked about this last week. It was quite spot on. If you remember, we talked about Nasdaq might comes back up. So because of this higher, going higher there, this is the bottom. So we say that every single time when this is going higher, things started to go up a little bit. Okay. When this touches here, the top line, this going up, which indeed came up. So let's draw it properly so you can see. So this is just right there. And this is right there. This we recommend last week. So you can see it touches here. It went up there. Yeah. And then it touches here. And this is what happened last week. It actually went up a little bit like that. Okay. What about when is it going to come down? So when it comes down, it's like here. Then it comes down like that. So I'm waiting for this person to reach is around the bottom part of it. Okay. So that's kind of what happened. Nasdaq is quite nice there. And yeah, we talk about these Germany's as well. So this is SP 500. Okay, let's have a look. Let's open the Germany a little bit there. So this is the top, and this is the bottom a little bit like that. Okay. So also very similar. Whenever it started to the top here, touches the top, things started to go up a little bit. That's what happened last week. It started at the top, it went up a little bit like that. When is it gonna come down? Usually when it is there. So we are almost there. So it's coming back down. So last time was around here. So we're almost there now. Okay, a correction is kind of almost coming in based on our IG sentiment. Okay, when it comes back to this line. Okay, let's look at the Germany that we talk about a little bit. Yeah, open it. Okay, cool. So this is kind of Germany. So you want to, oh, I got in, I make money, and then when am I supposed to get out? Do the same thing all the time here, like that. You do the same thing all the time like that. So what happened? So so you can see every single time we are here, Germany tends to go up a little bit there. Okay. So when we are a little bit here, Germany tends to comes down a little bit. So that's what we did. So when we are here, Germany did came down a little bit to a point, to the top point. And it started to pull back up a little bit there. Okay. Started to pull back up a little bit there following the US market. Okay. So the next time when you think the market is actually going to come down really nicely is where it really touches this line again. Okay. Touches kind of this line again. This line touches this line again. So it's almost there as well. Okay. Cool. Even though the stock was going higher, we recommend some stocks just at the end of the sessions as well. Let me just show you. Like, for example, we recommend like, this is scene swap, the 2nd of December, okay? This has been a long time. We talk about Nephron, good short. Let's have a look what happened to Nephron if you have shorted Nephron since when we talk about 2nd of December. It's been coming down really, really nicely. And you see, using our powerful 8-step trading strategy. So that's just what we did just now, is look at the whole overall market condition. Or even why do we have to look at the overall whole market condition? Because usually when the stock markets, the S&P 500 comes down, almost everything is going to come down. I know it doesn't matter where in Singapore, you are in Australia, you are in whatever that is UK, you are in South Africa, we're based in London. No matter where about in the world, things will come down. Okay, usually when there's a financial crisis 2008, which country doesn't have financial crisis? Almost everyone. Corona crisis 2020 when the US everything's got shut down. What happened? Everyone got hit. Tariffs crisis this year, April. Last 2 years ago, we have this inflation crisis, US printing money. Everyone in the world got suffered. So it doesn't really matter which corner of the world that you are. If US market comes down, your market is gonna come down. And usually your market is gonna come down even more than the US market. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Anyway, so that's what happened. And phone was coming down really nicely. Able energy was also coming down very nicely. And 9th of December, we recommend some trades as well, like Spire of Healthcare. Yeah, 9th of December is around here. It's coming down really nicely, gradually like that. Yeah, coming down really nicely while the stock is going higher, you can see. While the Spire, we talk about shorting. And what's the reason for us to talk about shorting? This is not week 4 training. If you don't get it, that's fine. Because you talk about the potential sale of a business. It sounds negative. And Nephron is a good short because the growth used to be 3% to 1%. And it's almost never happened before where they decrease their guidance. Sequel, 16th of December. Let's see what happened. Recommend to short Cisco, 16th of December. So it's around there. It's coming down really nicely as well. Today was around down another 0.4%. Coming down really nicely like that. Yeah, that's Cisco. Why do we recommend to short Cisco? All of these reasons. Okay. And net sales used to be 620. Now it's only 600. EBITDA used to be 62. Now 58. A lot of things are coming down. And then also crackers, barrel. These are all last week. If you don't remember, we can go back. It's on my ask me for the recording. So my YouTube channel, I think. So crackers as well coming down like that. I recommend while the stock has been going higher, if you it should be like going higher like that, just like the stock did, but it didn't because our strategies are so powerful. And it continues to comes down like that. Since then, this we recommend, it's coming down like that. So not bad, not bad. So well done for those who found these trades. It's not easy to find these trades. You have to use our strategies. Like why do we recommend this? EBITDA has never dropped so big before. It was used to be 150. EBITDA dropped to 70. Usually we want 10% drop. This one from 150 to 70. If your money cut half, if your salary cuts half, are you going to quit your job? Your salary is 50K, 100K, 1 million, 2 million. Suddenly it cut half. You're probably going to quit your job. Yeah? And that's what happened. We shorted this thing. Okay? Cool. Now, let's talk about the next one right now. Well done, Kenny. You do it 50 minutes later. Like, oh, congratulations. Well done. Awesome. But anyway, so let's come back here. I'm going to tell you step by step what's going to happen later on. Yeah, Ken. Awesome. So that's what happened. That's what we're going to do. We're going to recommend some trades as well today. Going to go through your homework and hopefully to find some trades as well, like what we recommended, for whole December like that. Okay. So that's what happened. Let's get straight into it right now. An AIM report is showing a correction is coming in slowly. US market fair value on the 19th is showing 3.9. That means companies are actually making money. Okay, it's showing 3.9. Wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. That means that any stocks that you own, you probably shouldn't kind of sell that, especially your index. Okay, so when we are here, -5 or -10, then you want to start be adding position, especially -10. You kind of want to be like, make sure you have no cash. Make sure you have no cash. Yeah, around -10. Make sure you have no cash. Cool. So sentiment. Let's have a look. On the 17th of December, we got 33. So 3rd of December, 10th of December. Okay. So that's okay. Nothing big to look at here. What's this? This is the season of Bitcoin. Okay, this is the season of Bitcoin, just to show you how Bitcoin is gonna do. Yeah, like how crypto is gonna do. So, you want to look at all years, the black color line. So it's showing you that in what? In December time, things are a little bit tricky just there. Starting from the 1st of December, Bitcoin. Can you see 1st of December Bitcoin? It's actually been going down a little bit. 1st of December going down a little bit, going down a little bit. Okay. The best time, but later on, January and June will be okay back. Kind of be okay later. This is January, February, March, April, June. They'll be okay. December is a bit tricky. Let's look at how Bitcoin is doing. Uh, 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 uh. So December time, Bitcoin has actually been a bit tricky this there. Okay. Even like that. Okay. It's April started to be good. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Interesting. Let's look at the stock for a second. We haven't looked at this for quite some time. This is still works quite beautifully. Yeah. Um, let's see. Okay, cool. So that's kind of what we're having at the moment, where November or December. Okay. Just around there. And then we have a small dip a few weeks ago. Now we have a small climb. So January time, March time, usually going sideways, go nowhere. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, normally okay. Awesome. Now let's go to find some of the stocks right now. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on to find some of the stocks right now. So let's go to look at your homework. Who is asking? Asa is asking, how do you do a pending order? Sure, Mama, send me your pictures on Instagram. Okay, let's talk about coffee and shit. So we talk about coffee for quite some time, shorting them, and is let me just show you what happened to coffee for a second, okay? Just to really pull back the curtain. So obviously, coffee price has been going higher and higher historically. And 2011 usually is stuck around like this price. 10 years is always oscillating. You want the price of commodities usually oscillating, usually because yeah. But recently it's been going higher and higher, because of inflation, because of tariffs especially. And inflation is a big thing. So Trump wants to win the election. So he really wants the price of goods to come down. One of the prices has been the highest is orange juice. It's like coffee, your tomato, your what's that? Another one, your cattle. Okay. So he talk about shorting it since like where we talk about the price should come down in 23rd of October time. So we kind of shorted it since then. But things doesn't come down straight away. It's actually oscillating in front of us. Things has actually been coming down recently. It's actually oscillating a lot of the times in front of us. Okay. So it's been oscillating like that. And eventually things comes down like that. Okay. Eventually it comes down like that. So that means that if it comes all the way high up again, because traders trade stuff, they go up and down. So if it comes down to 3837, then I will be adding even more positions on. You can, or even when should I get out? You can get out from kind of coffee if you are already on the trade. You can get out when, let's see. If you're super scared, you kind of can get out. You can get out subsequently, like dollar cost averaging kind of way of getting out. You don't have to close all your positions, just like you're getting in. You don't open all your position in. You put in a layer bit like that. Same thing when you get out. You get out a layer bit like that. So eventually it's supposed to come all the way down here. July time, just before the tariffs. It should come down all the way there. Okay. Usually. Yeah. If you go to equity clock, you can look at the performance of coffee historically. How is it doing? So you just type coffee here. Let's see what happened there. Okay. So usually December is struggling a little bit at the end there. And it's really gonna fall big time in March time. So maybe, yes, maybe it's gonna come all the way high up there, quite fast before it start coming back down like that. Yeah. So Trump administration, a lot of things are trying to make sure stop things are coming down. Cattle as well. If you own cattle already, they're very, very good. We're still waiting for things to come down. So if you say things are gonna come up, this is probably the highest already. Maybe it's gonna go higher then we just add a little bit more position. And the target of cattle is just right there. Just make sure you don't get stop out, okay? Just make sure you don't get stop out because eventually things is gonna come back down here. Okay, beef prices. We do maybe it's Christmas at the moment, beef prices keep going higher, but eventually it did have to come down. Okay, so that's what happened. I'm just adding position. If it goes higher there, the highest it will probably go is this is around 2.4, just around that. That peak of volume there. Okay, the peak of volume is right there. That's probably the highest that you will ever go. Okay. Cool. So yeah, and if you add a bit of one position on, if you already got some coffee, then that is absolutely fine. Yeah. So so what do you mean? So that means each of it, 2.3, 2.35, 2.4, adding a little bit gradually like that is absolutely fine. Okay. Dollar cost averaging when you're getting in, dollar cost averaging when you're getting out. Cool. So now let's go at some of your homework right now to see how things is going. So the market screener, like how we recommend, we recommend some stocks like Crackle, like Seco, like Spire, like Nephron, Able Energy. They've all been doing quite okay, quite well, 5 out of 5 really. And let's look at something right now as well. So look at some of your homework. Moose is asking, what is the minimum percentage stocks EPS for us to show? At least 10%. I want something that's never happened before. Muse, that's a very good question. Nice to see you. Hope to see you more. So let's look at Kim first. Do, do, do. Really nice. Okay, let me see. Um, so for those who are new, this is a section where we go through. It's a section where we go through numbers. Okay? If we go through, we really delve in individually what happened to the companies. If you want to make money, if you want your stocks to go up, you want to make sure the company's guidance is going up as well. They are going higher as well. Yeah, this is like the basic, And when you watch your videos, it's gonna be a bit complicated, but treat it like a salary, as I say. If you want to stay in your job, you want to make sure at least your company guidance is not falling big time. Okay. Especially when everything is going up. But if your company guidance is falling because all the markets is falling, like during Trump tariffs, when Corona time, when inflation time, everything is going down. So your guidance is gonna come down. So that kind of situation is fine because everything is All the guidance in the world is coming now. Like in April time, literally everyone cut their guidance. They don't even want to talk about the guidance because everything is coming down. Yeah, at that moment it's kind of fine, but in the normal times, you kind of want your stocks to go up. Can you talk a little bit about macro time? Okay, let's see. Um, Adela, let's see. The first one is increased by 18%. Cool. Yep. So normally we would have bought this as our 360425, 1.15, 1.5. Okay. That looks good. Usually we'll buy them, but they're at all-time high. So it's just not going to do them. Okay. But extreme fear time buying a day up is very good because it went up around 33%. Yeah. Well done. Cool. So you go to market screener. Just for those who really don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you. Go to all news and then go to guidance. Even I show you almost all the time. And then what you do, you go to guidance here because you don't know how to do it. Go to guidance here. And because we go through a lot of step by step just now, it looks like, a correction might be coming. So we're going to do a profit warnings one. Okay. So that's what happened. Especially we're in a great stage of the economy. Um, Let me just look at something. So what we're going to do, we're going to open everything. So windfall annual set to meet expectation. Maybe you're going to open this a little bit. You can open everything, okay? If I'm going to buy something, I'm going to go to guidance. Okay, if I want to sell something, I go to profit warnings. Usually. You can also go to guidance step by step like that. So what am I doing? So I'm just going to go through one thing real quick. So I'm just going to see. So VIX is really at the bottom of the bottom right now. The pull and call ratio, okay. It's going a little bit like that. Okay. Cool. When VIX is at the bottom, when VIX is at the top, we want to buy. VIX at the bottom, it's not time to buy. So you're going to be short things as well. Cool. Let's continue our thingy. So win share, let's have a look one by one. Usually you just open all of them. I'm going to show you, I'm going to read it out now so you can see what's important. Internet removes earning guidance. So we can open it a little bit. Nike, maybe we should look into Nike. Okay. Nike a little bit, Nike. Because they report earnings. Usually Nike, when he reports like that, they didn't tell you the guidance. So what you got to do, you kind of got to go to the individual website to find the guidance. Okay. And then Lena punish after result shortfall. Okay, let's open that a little bit. Post mix H1. Lena weak home deliveries. Does not expect a recovery in the sugar market. Deutsche revise sales guidance for the full. Pfizer. Okay, let's look at that. Look at that. Duke Holding. So last week, Card Factory. Let's look at Card Factory. A lot of people has done Card Factory last week. Oracle. Let's look at Oracle a little bit. Seco. We talk about Seco, remember? Seco Technology revises earning guidance and we short them. Cracker. Can you see the thing we recommend last week? It was here. Seco and Cracker. It's not a joke, guys. Cracker and Seco is here. Let's look at this again just to see. This is Winder. Okay, let's read it. The first sentence, expect full year to be neutral. Neutral. Wow, they use the word neutral. They don't use a negative word. Okay. Because orders will fall short of market expectation. Windsor. The provider of light detection expect to be 6.5. Growth of 45 is still very high. It's still a very high growth, 45% in their companies. Improve margin. See product links, sensitive, awareness. So nothing to short because it's not so bad. You want to short when everything is down. Okay. In the so they use the word neutral. It'd be thought to be neutral. Last time was losing money. Now it's neutral. So it's not so bad. Let's look at this. Inter Technology removes earning guidance. So they remove earning guidance. So this is like, why do they remove earning guidance? But we have to be able to compare. Nike, we kind of have to go into Nike one by one. Some of you have done it. I'm gonna look at it. Lena, let's see this. Home builder report disappointing quarter result, offering a cautious guidance. The group expect 17 million homes below 19 due to weak consumer confidence and credit conditions that are still restrictive, despite a pullback of interest rate. Can you see? The home builders, you want to know your real estate, your property is going higher or low. Just look at the property estate companies. They tell you what happened to your property prices. It's actually been crashing. It's actually been not so good. A lot of the properties in the world are at the bottom almost. Q4 Lena delivered 23 homes, topping expectation. EPS was almost half. Revenue also declined. These are already happened, so that's not so due to lower price in square foot and higher land costs. Full year 2025 delivered is already happened, so we don't really care. Average selling prices continue to decline and falling to 386 from 434 on year, while the gross margin estimated to be 15-16 remain cautious, highlighting despite an 18% growth in new orders. Well, people are still growth in new orders, but the prices is coming down. Okay, maybe more people are selling. So whether we should buy, whether we shouldn't buy, it depends on the change. If it is more than 10%, if it is huge or not. So in these whole sentences, they didn't really tell you how much is a change. So you kind of have to go individually to the website to look at them. So let's go to Lena Corporation. Let's have a look. You go on news. And let's see. Post lower fiscal. Not really any guidance. 16 full year ended buyback. Where's the guidance? Lower outlook. Let's go click these. Let's click anything else. I think we've read these. Okay, let's read this again. Lena, shares fall. Deliver 18 to 17 million home. We need to compare last quarter or last year how many homes it delivered. Okay, how many homes it got delivered last summer, last time. For the full year, expect 85. In the fiscal, is 82. So it's still an increase. It's not so much, still an increase. While affordably consumer remain challenging, we focus on new normal currency short term. We are highly confident our strong market position and disciplined overall strategy will set up for long-term success. New orders are up. Even though the interest rate are slightly moved lower, the overall market remain very challenged. So increasing housing supply, weak consumer confidence in the housing market. Home builders revenue slip 8.8 from 9, 1 billion less. Okay. Gross margin was also down around 5%. Wow, gross margin down is a huge thing. Yeah. Gross margin is quite important. Okay. Very tempted to short this, but we kind of have to go to the website individually to see if the change is big and has never happened before. So let's read this a little bit. Miami-based company. Okay. Let's go for the next one first. Lena issue, done that. Do not expect a recovery in the sugar market. The food company expect the sugar market to remain difficult. Does not expect anticipation lower. This did not do well in the stock. Lost more than 4%. Outlook as profit warning. No significant recovery in the sugar market. The sales are declining. Okay, so now the expectation, yeah? Expect to, this is the only thing we read actually. 9.7, 8. Expect to decline from 9.7 to 8.3. So is it more than 10%? Well, EBITDA to decline from 70 through to between 473. Wow, that's huge. Continue to expect decline in the third quarter. Okay, so we're probably gonna short this guy. Let's go to the sugar market. How is it going? Type sugar. So there are many sugar in the world. We can go for the world sugar. So the world sugar already fallen quite a lot. Since 2011, sugar has been falling a little bit there. 2023, 2023, sugar's been falling like that as well. Okay. So if you want to short that guy, that stock, you kind of want sugar to continue to come even lower in order to short this sugar company. Südzucker from the Germany. Because I think they have to do a lot to with sugar. Okay. Let's really continue with this a little bit. Well, a B4 is expected to decline from 723 to between 470. Okay. So this is actually less decline in a B5. A B5 used to be 723 to 470. Let me read it properly. A B5 is expected to decline from 723 to 47. So it's actually, yeah, actually going to decline half of it. Sales is going to decline 9.7 to 8.3. I think this is more than 10%. 7 to 3. So what we got to do, we got to kind of back test to see what happened in the past in order for you to have the confidence to keep shorting this big time. Okay. But I'm going to put it on anyway. 22nd of December. Just short a little bit. So you got to have to back test to see if it happens before. Okay. If it drops so much before. So that's it. It's a sugar company. So I'm going to put it on here. So you know what company that is. Okay, let's go to the next one. Europe. But a lot of people already start shorting on the 17th of December anyway. So if you type this company, Südzucker, probably not sure if they have, yeah, Südzucker. On 17th of December, if you shorted this, you should, oh, that's crazy. It's already at the bottom. Wow. Now, guys, because it's already at the bottom, so it's a bit tricky. It's going to come to 700. So this space still 700. Bottom of the bottom is 700. Okay. So yeah. So let's say you miss that, just like that. It's coming down really nice, slowly like that. It's very tricky because it's already at the bottom. We might come back to this a little bit. Oops. Europe, let's have a look on that. Revised sales guidance deteriorated. Expect to decrease mid-single digit compared to a low single digit previously. Mid-single digit, for those who are new, means saying that your salary is going to decrease by -5. Last time is only -1. So obviously it's a lot bigger drop. A lot of people would have shorted it on the 16th of December for this Euro API company. When the news got announced. Wow. It's like that as well. Okay, like that. And then just like that, 17, 18. People would have already shorted when the news comes in, which is just in 16. So let's say you miss the 16 and you get in on the 17. Just like that. Okay. Euro RP drop from a mid. So let's copy that and put it on here. Short because it dropped from mid -5 to -5 from -1. Cool. Pfizer, we talked about it last week as well. Expect profit 2.8 below estimate 3. Lots of people wanted to short this last week. If you shorted it, well done. Pfizer, let's read this. So 61 to 62 is a bit too small. Okay, it's a bit too small. Unless I've got more information. A lot of people done this as well. Zulu 5672 to 555. It's a drop as well. Net sales drop. If you know the EPS, wow, that would be so good. Car factory, a lot of people who did this as well. And why didn't we do it? Let's see. The previous guidance was mid to high single digit growth. And now expect between 55 to 60. So that because it's just 66 to 55, the drop is not huge. Its previous year was 66 to 55. 10 divided by 5 actually could be quite big. We didn't really do this last week, even though it's a drop in guidance. I think when we check properly, it's not huge enough. Let's look at what's the reason we did not short this car factory. Let's go back. Cut profit guidance. Let's get this. Profit warnings. A lot of profit warnings. Why didn't we do this? Because sometimes it's good to know why you didn't do something. Okay. Warns on the annual profit warnings. Yeah, 55. Previous. So I kind of want to know what happened. Previously expect to grow mid to high single digit. Now 55. Which is 80 million. Didn't really say. Let's read it properly to see why we did not do this. Okay, let's read this. So this is lower than company's previous guidance. This is a retail football. Mid to high to 66. Most important. Because it's actually more than 10%, isn't it? 66 divided by 55 is 10. 10 divided by 66, 10 divided by 66 is around 15% drop in their profit. Yeah. Maybe we don't have the numbers. I need to go back to the recording to find out. Someone type in the chat box, why didn't we short this? So let's go back to the recording to see why didn't we short this. Just to see, why we didn't do this earlier. But let's see. It's nice to see why. Let me go through it. Most people probably don't get the recording, but let's see. Let's open it up again. So this is like last week, 6 days ago. So let's continue. Let's go all the way here. Let's see if there's more. I see. Okay, Cut Factory. A lot of people did Cut Factory. Let's go back. Oh, we spent quite a lot of time last week.
Less.
Yeah, this one. Why
Is
did you do
it?
this? Let's see.
10 divided by 60. Probably around 13%, 15%. Okay, interesting. The factory, weak consumer confidence to the lower high street football, which has proceeded into its most important trading period. Let's read it carefully.
We do really the same thing. We're reading carefully.
The company says the performance of its others, including those are showed some is the unusual.
just
It's
reading.
like calculating the difference. It's around what? 10 to know. So factories will do house and see it properly.
Oh yeah, because of that. Remains confident in long-term projection. There's a little bit of share buyback a little bit. But well done for a lot of you who did this. I know a lot of apprentices who did this as well. So well done. Because according to our strategy, it did went down. I mean 15%. So if you do it, so well done for doing it. So if you've done it on since 12/12, since 12th of December, car factory, you would probably make money. Let's see. Yeah, it's been coming down really nicely, a little bit like that. Okay, cool. So well done. That means you are applying the strategy. So sometimes even though you're applying the strategies very nicely, I'm just being a bit pedantic. Pedantic. I'm just being a bit fussy. But yeah, it's definitely 15%. Cool. That's car factory. Some people done it. It doesn't drop as much as some other stocks, but it's okay. Well done for those who try to do the strategy. Cool. Let's look at the Louis Dundee homework. Let's look at Louis' homework. Thanks, Anne. Really good. So let's look at Louis' homework. Louis done Nike. Let's look at Nike. So let's read Nike a little bit. Yeah, Nike is interesting. So we want the guidance. So let's look at guidance. So I don't think so. This is probably it is okay. 4%, 4% drop. Q1, Q1, and then this is Q2, 1% drop. Now it's a 1% drop. Down 3%, down 1.75%. So today we're expecting low single digit. Last time, low single digit. Last time, mid single digit. Okay. So it's still the same, actually. Uh, we expect Q3 to be down. However, excluding uh, base, be tricky to see. So what you do, yeah, next time, just put low single digit into the graph, okay? Put low single digit into the graph. Oops. So you can just look at the guidance on the chart. But you're doing so well. I'm really, really proud of you. This is so good because it's very clear, but it's just that we have to do it one by one to see what to compare for. But it's really good. So what we're comparing is margin. So because they give us three things. People often ask me, oh, Raymond, what should we compare? Take whatever they have. So they gave you revenue, okay, and they gave you gross margin. What else they gave you? They gave you another cost, so that's okay. So they just give you revenue and cost margin. So this is the revenue, the gross margin, 300 to like that, okay. And because it's Q2 and Nike is a very seasonal stuff, so you have to go back to last year, Q2. Now it's low single digit. Let's go last year, Q2. Here, low double digit. So it's actually better. So because of that, we're not going to short this. Are we the same company? Yeah, it's actually better. Because of that, we're not going to short this because last year was down even more compared to today. Well done for trying. Really good. You did FedEx as well. Let's get FedEx. FedEx is a very strong company. 5 to 6 growth. Okay, let's go here. 5 to 6 growth year over year. Can you see this is very good because you found the guidance straight away. Most people don't give me the guidance. Most people will give me something else. Very good. Okay. Remember, guidance is always two things. It's always a present tense. It's always is. It's always expects with an S, not expected. Okay. That's first part. Second is usually a range of numbers, 5 to 6. They don't give me a precise numbers because it's only guiding. You can't give me exact number. You can only give me you know, a few numbers on. This is good. 4 to 5% is a good buy during extreme fears time if it increase more than 30%. But we are looking for shorting at the moment. Yeah, you done crackles as well. Very good. Awesome. So let's look at the next one. So we done crackers last time, 3.35 to 3.2. Michelin. Okay, let's look at why. Okay, we didn't do Michelin. We didn't do Michelin. This is like last time. Seco, we've done it as well. The reason is because everything was dropping. Oracle, like why didn't we do Oracle? Let's have a look at this real quick because it's really good to see why we didn't do it. So if you look at Oracle, why didn't we short this? Even though it's saying what? Company's earnings likely to be 15 million given that quarter. Free cash flow. You can see Oracle was like down 14%, it was dropping big time. But why we didn't short this guy? Because they just didn't give us that the guidance is dropping. They didn't really tell us guidance dropping 15%. It's just telling us that capital expenditure remaining, and all of that. So as a result, we didn't short them. And because we didn't short them, what happened? The stock went up big time, I think. Let's see. This is where the news happened. And the stock actually went up a little bit like that. Yeah. So that's what happened. Hence, we didn't short them. I mean, the reason why we didn't short them because the guidance is not dropping. So your strategy is really, really powerful. So make sure you keep that up. Okay. So moving forward, what am I exactly looking to do? Smart people are setting the pending orders in to as you say, make sure you have the pending orders in what platform. You can use IBKR. You can use any platform. Just make sure it's at the support line. Just go to your platform, look at the support line, and you take it from there. The support line was just in 10th of October, just right there. Put a little bit in because at that moment you're gonna be very scared. And when it comes down huge. Okay, cattles as well. If it goes up higher, I'm looking to add some position on. I'm just waiting for confirmations on the big spike in the volume time. And I will add some position on there. And when I add some position on, I want to make sure that I have enough position to go all the way to 25. What do you mean? So if I put £1 per point into this, yeah, or 0.01 into this, so now it's two, let's call it 2.3 to 2.5. 2.3 to 2.5 is 2K. So if I put 0.01 each position size, so because this is 2.3 to 2.5 is 3K, 3K times 0.01, I need to have at least £30 in here so that I don't get stop out. Whether it's £30 or £300, whatever that is, you do the maths a little bit. Okay? In order not to get stop out, if I do the lowest one. If I put 1, I need to have at least that amount. What is this 2.5? 2.5 is the resistance line. It's the line of impossible. Okay. Impossible means even though Trump is talking about cattle supposed to go down, it's cattle price still go to all-time high. That's impossible. So that's not so possible. So this is why you don't get stop out. So that's kind of what happened. Okay. So we're adding a little bit positions a bit there. So coffee, we're still waiting for it to go at least 2.6 and start dollar cost averaging there. Okay. So that's kind of what happened. This is what happened when we are waiting for things to keep going higher and higher. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. Yeah. That's it for today. And Hope you guys have a really, really a lot of you are celebrating Christmas. Really, really nice. And New Year resolution starts now. It doesn't start next year. It doesn't start in January. 1st of January, I want to start. No, it starts now, you know, and learning and getting in starts now. So well done, Ken, and well done a lot of you as well. So congratulations. And we're going to send you step-by-step guidance on how do you proceed from there as well, Ken. Cool. So awesome, everyone. Hope you guys have a really, really nice timing. Would you set pendings for Nasdaq? Yes, and at the support lines as well. Next week, we're still gonna have our session. We are very dedicated. We're still gonna have our session a little bit because it's not the 1st of January. So we're still gonna be there as well. Awesome. You're welcome. Hope you guys have a really nice time with yourself and your families as well. Minara, you're welcome. Happy Christmas as well. Everyone, we have Naomi, we have Mary. Almost half the people didn't come today because it's Christmas already, but we're still gonna carry on. We are very, very dedicated. All right. Awesome, everyone. Hope you guys are doing really well. We have Kenny, you're welcome. We have Louis, we have Janos, we have Patrick, we have Minara, we have Mohammed saying, well, thank you. We have Misaka, we have Alvin, we have Al, we have Nisha, we have Maureen, nice. Mira and Lance, really, really nice time. We have Elvin, Ann, Brandon, David, Abby, Esther, Sasha, Jigger, Jack, Janos, Joy, Johnny, Kim, Lakshana, we have Louis, Maureen, Masaka, Muhammad. Send me your text, Mama. Nora, we have Patrick, Suki, and Tejas. Awesome. See you guys very, very, very soon next week. Speak to you soon. Take care now. Keep